Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. And on today's menu we're serving lamb leg. So it's a thin meat, it's pretty thin, as you can see. It doesn't have a lot of fat, so we're not going to marinate it beforehand. And all we're going to use is rosemary, garlic, black pepper and salt. So you're going to start by crushing your garlic. You can slice it into thin pieces, or you can crush it like I did. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is to heat your pan. So what you do here is you start on a really hot pan. That's sort of like the trick to frying this steak nicely. So your pan has to be really hot. Add a little oil. Wait for it to get not hot, extensively hot, but quite hot. Hot in a way that it's going to sizzle when you place your piece of meat on it. So just going to give that a minute. And once it's hot enough, you're going to want to go in with your meat. Please use tongs. Do not do this at home. Do not be like me. Use your tongs because you will get burned. That oil is really hot. I have marks to prove it. That was not my best of moments, but we live and we learn. Yeah, I learned. So tongs, people, okay? And stack it up real nicely. If it can fit all four of them, that's good, but just don't overcrowd them. On a pan this size you might not fit more than 4, so 4 is maximum. Sometimes the pieces might come bigger, so you can only fit 2, but in this instance they were quite small, so I could fit all 4 of them at the same time. Season with salt. Now we're seasoning as we cook. Add your salt, not too much, because like I said, this meat is pretty thin, and I prefer to season while I cook it. Don't put too much salt, otherwise it gets salty real quickly. Then sprinkle your black pepper and let it cook for a short time before we add the butter and the rosemary and the garlic. So this whole time the bottom side is cooking, so for someone who likes their meat rare, you'll definitely cook it for a shorter time. And then at this point is when we're going to come in with our butter. There we go. So ensure that it coats the pan nicely. You want to have, because we used very little oil, and that's because we were going to use the butter to finish the process. That's why the oil was just to sort of wet the pan, get the meat started. But butter is the king of this dish. I mean, you don't have to have butter, but butter makes it taste so much better. Don't put too much, just put just enough. So you're going to want to let it melt, and then add your rosemary inside the sizzling butter. Then you're going to put that, okay, you'll see what I mean in just a short while. So add your garlic, all these flavors actually get really nicely infused into the meat. You might think that you need to marinate, but you don't. If it was a thick chunk of meat, you definitely would need to marinate it beforehand. But this is really tender and it's really thin, so the flavors will get to it. and put your rosemary into the sizzling butter, and you can sprinkle the rest on top. That's still fine. Then we're going to go all Top Chef on this and do that. Sort of like you're pouring the rosemary has sizzled inside the butter, and the flavors that's coming out of it are now going on top of the meat before you turn it, because we're soon going to turn this meat, and you want to turn it while the flavors are nicely coated on it. There we go. And this smells really nice. It just smells perfectly nice. Rosemary and garlic are the perfect spices for lamb. So your meat is pretty much ready at this point. If you like it rare to medium rare, and if not, you just give it a few more minutes, like 5 minutes. Turn it about, let it get a bit more charred at the edges, nice and well cooked. So this is a really easy recipe. It's really fast and it tastes really good. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed, and if you do try it, don't forget to tag me on Instagram. You can serve this with mashed potatoes, creamy mashed potatoes, and I promise you'll have the time of your life. So go forth and get cooking. Bye.